I'm supposed to make noise so Bobby doesn't have this awkward pause on his face, guys. I'm
Good job.
not wearing a hat, so is it better like this, Bobby?
Yes, do the whole video like that after I
Okay,
choke on my water.
I feel taller. Hey guys, hope everybody's having a good weekend. For those of you who got to make it out to launch, hooray! Very excited. Hope you guys are too. I hope that you're sensing something very, very different. I know after yesterday's experience for me, I just everything I've been thinking was bolded and underlined. I'm very, very happy with the way that Melaleuca handles their messaging, how measured they are, how careful they are. You know, no hype, none of that kind of stuff. Just really, really refreshing, and just makes me all the more understand that these guys are going to be here for the long haul. One thing I want to point out, I've had a couple people ask about this with recent history in mind. In the charter, in Melaleuca's corporate charter, there are two things that are prohibited. And the way that it's constructed legally, these two things cannot happen. One is the company cannot be sold, and the other is the company cannot go public. Those two things cannot happen at Melaleuca. That's been in the charter for at least the time I've been here, because I remember being told that 8.5 years ago when I was first looking at this. So I know it's been there at least that long, probably longer. Anyway, what do we want to do real quick is Bob and I were talking, we realized we haven't done any quick little thing to help you guys orient yourselves as to how the flow of things at Melaleuca. This isn't the Wild Wild West, as you guys know. Hope you're all excited about that. The way this works, I want to talk about how to enroll a new customer specifically. The way that works, let's say that Bobby and I are friends. I want to approach Bobby. I think that he and Emily would really enjoy the products. I could approach him however, the relationship dictates. As tight as Bobby and I are, I would say, "Hey, stupid," or something like that. I'm being honest. We call each other names all the time and have fun with it. I'd get his attention and I'd say, "Hey, we use this stuff, soap and toothpaste and stuff, this brand that's awesome. I'd like for you to look at their whole thing, how they do it. It's kind of like Costco, but online. They have a membership. It's cool. I've got a video. Will you look at that with Emily in the next day or two?" Personally, that's about something like how I would handle it. I get him over the presentation, the recorded presentation, or if we were close by and I had a pitch book thing from Melaleuca, the presentation book, I could flip through it and show him. Either way is fine. But one way or other, what I want to really be clear about here is Bobby and Emily would need to see that legit full presentation in order to be properly introduced, as far as Melaleuca is concerned, to be properly introduced to the company and the brand and all that. So let's say they watch the presentation all the way through, they get to the end, they come back and tell me, like it, we're category 2, could see doing this part-time. My responsibility at that point is to help them get their account set up. There is no link, as most of us are used to with MLM. You can't just blast your link out all over the place and have people enroll or sign up. The way you enroll a new member, a new customer here, I'll keep using Bobby as an example. I would go to my back office, get Bobby's first and last name, his phone number, his email address. Bobby will demo this on his screen so you guys can see it in a second. But I'd get his basic info, collect it, enter it in the back office, hit submit, which then officially invites Bobby and Emily to become members at Melaleuca. I'm going to give you one there's one thing that could happen while you're doing this. Let's say you enter your friend's info and it in red comes up on the screen, says this member cannot be enrolled online. All that means is you need to use the other option to get your friend enrolled, which is to call customer service and we'll give you that 800 number here. It's actually called Express Verification. And what you do is you call that number when they're open. They're open every day except for Sunday, early in the morning till very late at night. Call that number and say, hey, I've got my friend Bobby Baker. He was a customer before. Can you look up his account and tell me what's up? See if we have the option to re-enroll Bobby. It's really important. You want to re-enroll your customer. You do not want to have them reactivate their old account. We've run into something like, I don't know, maybe 5% of you guys that we talk to that say, Melaleuca? Oh, I love it. Yep. Oh, yeah, sign me up now. I miss it. I don't know how I ended up getting disconnected from that, but I love their, you fill in the blank, and they're ready, right? But you can't do that kind of enrollment online. If anybody's ever been in the system before, you have to call them in to Express Verification. So the way Bobby and I have handled it, and Kenny and some of the other guys that have been enrolling a lot of people, you call the toll-free number with your friend's name and number, give them your friend's name and number, they'll look them up, tell you if there's any issues with the account. Sometimes you're running into a situation, Leanne, when Leanne and I called the company to get her set up, they said something like, oh, there's an encumbrance, there's an issue with the account here. And Leanne says, so what's the issue? Because she was a customer back in 02 or 03 or something, or 05 or something like that, over 10 years ago. Hasn't had any contact with Melaleuca in over a decade. Our first phone call in with Leanne on the line, they tell her, well, we need to handle this with you, and we owe you $44. I don't know how that even happens, but apparently they were sitting on a $44 credit for Leanne Moore for over 10 years. And they had to handle that before they could set up her new account. So they mailed her a check and we got her new account set up. It was easy. Anyway, we'll give you the toll-free number here with the post. Bobby will show you on a screen in a minute how to do the online enrollment. Let me talk you through the Express Verification process just so you're aware of how that works. The operator is going to ask the same questions every time you do this. They all follow the same script, so it makes these very predictable, very easy. Once you've done it once, it's easy. It'll be real basic questions, basic account setup info, other than a couple questions. One of those will be, they will ask your new customer to explain their understanding of the backup order. So what I do is I would coach Bobby a little bit before we dial the toll-free number at Melaleuca. I'd say, hey, Bobby, they're going to ask you if you understand the backup order. Do you remember what you saw in the presentation last night or 10, 20 minutes ago? And just make sure he understands that the backup order comes if I forget to shop. If I forget to shop in a calendar month, the backup order that I choose will be sent to me and charged to my account. It protects my member benefits. Something along those lines is fine. Really, any answer is fine, but it's best if your customer is aware of and understands how the backup order works. The other question they're going to ask is what level of participation have they chosen? And that's that category 1, category 2, category 3, so that you guys know that has no bearing on their ability to earn income in the comp plan or anything like that. It's just a data point that Melaleuca collects and tracks. You'll see how that becomes interesting later on down the road. But anyway, they collect that data. So again, I would coach my customer before dialing them into Melaleuca. Say, hey, Bobby, you guys saw that. So you're thinking just shopping, just try the brand. That'd be category 1. Category 2 is part-time. I'll try the brand and probably refer a few friends. Category 3 is I'm foaming at the mouth and doing back handsprings and, let me at it. I'm going full-time. Any answer is fine, but just help your customer understand that that's a question that's going to be asked of them. And the rest of it's basic. So call takes 10, 12 minutes, and you're good. So Bobby, let's see how the online enrollment process goes. If you can show us that.
Yep, let me share my screen here. So this is the screen that you'll see when you first log into Melaleuca. What you'll want to do to enroll a new person online is just hover over Business Center and then hover over Enrollments and click on New Enrollment. and that'll bring up this form here. So all you have to do is click the big area here, start a new enrollment. And then all you're going to do is type in the information that you have for them. So if it was Joe, I think that's how you spell Schmo.
I think so.
That's his phone number. So how is a Melaleuca overview presented? If it was, choose whatever option makes sense here. So if it was a webcast internet, and let's say that it was, you want to explain how the presenter works, Christian?
Yeah, I'm glad this is coming up. So whether you're phone enrolling somebody or enrolling somebody online like you see Bobby doing, the presentation is a big, big deal. This is central to everything Melaleuca's done since they started. They take this very seriously. We want to take this very seriously. We want to make sure that we aren't promoting any kind of shortcut or anything like that, because I think what we're all after is the same thing. We all want the results that Melaleuca has proven for decades. We want high retention and high reorder rate and happy customers, right? So to that end, everybody coming in the front door must see the official presentation. So who gave that presentation? If it's a webcast that Leanne Moore recorded, for example, or fill in the blank, whoever it is, whoever recorded that presentation that you used, they should go in here as the presenter. So since right now, Bobby, this is dangerous. I'm about to give out my cell phone number. But right now, the only group-wide presentation everybody has access to, and this will change, I would invite you, matter of fact, right now, I would invite you to watch, go through the Getting Started area. There's a quick aside. Go through all of the Getting Started videos if you haven't yet. You'll see several demo presentations top to bottom. What I did is I watched all three of those at least once, and then I practiced a presentation, and then I recorded a presentation. That's all I did. I haven't done this in 7 years or something. So that's what I did to record mine. If you would like to record one, have at it. If you'd like to do one live on a webinar with your new customer, have at it. We invite you to do that. If for the sake of time and other things, you want to leverage a webcast or a recording that somebody has done in the group, that's also totally fine. Just make sure whoever did the presentation gets the credit. This is something Melaleuca can and sometimes does audit. They may get a hold of Joe Schmo and ask him if he saw a presentation and who did it, for example. So anyway, in this box for now, you would want to put my cell phone number and hit the search button. So here's the number, 512.
What about your member number?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I should have let you just put your number out there, but I figured I'd save you.
And I don't mind if people ring me, but if lots of people ring me, I got the guys and I have a bunch of big picture things we're trying to work on here. So if a bunch of you guys start calling me, that would slow a bunch of stuff down. Let me pull up my. Thank you, Bobby. You all. Okay. Type in my member number so everybody can see it. It's 582-73-689. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to say that one more time. 582-73-689. So anyway, type that in, hit search, and you'll see it resolve. You can choose, it's actually Kristen's name on the account from way back. And then you verify. And then you check the box at the bottom, and you hit send email. And what will come up on the next screen, actually I think you could do that, huh? It's not going to hurt anything, I don't think. Maybe, yeah, make it a faker email address. There you go. Okay, so you hit send email or send text. There we go. And you'll see this screen. So you have a couple options now. Your new customer or your customer that's the person that's ready to enroll will get an email from Melaleuca that comes from Ben Sweet, It can be a little confusing at first. It looks like you're getting a personal email from this guy, Ben Sweet. That is the director of customer relations at Melaleuca or something like that. So that's one way your customer can enroll. The other way that they can enroll is you can copy that link you see there and give it to them on Facebook or however you're in communication with your new member, your customer. Then you hit OK, and that's how you do an online enrollment, what you just saw. So we'll share the number for express verification with you guys in the post here. Quick shout out to Wes Warren. Bobby mentioned just as we were getting to record that he had enrolled his 6th.
Yeah. Yep.
Number 6. So Wes, everybody here is just getting started. Wes is already 2 away from director, 4 away from qualifying for the iPad or Surface Pro. So that's exciting. Some of you others, there are others that have 4 or 5, a bunch of you guys that have 1 or 2. Happy to see you guys getting to work. And we just wanted to put this together real quick to help you understand the process and make sure you understand the importance of doing this properly. I think we all want a long-term, as close to a permanent long-term residual as we possibly can have. And the closer we stick to the rules and what Melaleuca has proven, the better that'll turn out. You want to say something about an announcement?
Yeah, so we've got a major announcement that's going to make your guys' lives even more awesome this year than they already are. And it's going to be coming within 48 hours. We're just putting a few pieces together to make sure we can lock it all down and get it out to you guys. But it's going to be pretty massive.
Yeah, we're pretty psyched.
Yeah, we're not used to doing hype, but this one's pretty good.
This is pretty hype worthy. Okay, guys, leverage this, chase that tech, and chase the incentives that Melaleuca has, and dig in and get after it. And stay tuned for an announcement that'll probably throw some gas on your fire there.
Definitely. All right. See you guys later.
Okay. See you guys.